Hey guys, I hope that I'm live right now. If you are able to see my screen as well as the audio is clear, please do let me know. Hello everyone, I hope that the video and the audio are clear. There are no issues with the same. If that's the case, please let me know in the live chat. Hello everyone, I hope that my voice is absolutely clear. There's no issues with the same. Please let me know. The audio and the video are absolutely clear. Okay. Today we are going to start off with React and we are going to do our project as well simultaneously. I think so. Today's class will be extending the 1 hour limit. It may take 1 hour 20 minutes or 1 hour 30 minutes to complete the same, but we will try to do that. I don't think so that should be any problem with the same as well. We'll just wait for 2 to 3 more minutes so that everyone is able to join and then we'll start with our today's class. Okay. Okay. Need. Hello everyone. Hello, 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 hello. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I hope that everyone is all right. Making the attendance form right now for the day 7. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. We'll be starting in 2 minutes. Okay, we are just waiting for everyone to join. Today, we will take some time to complete the entire React and everything. Looking through the Instagram and get profile. Okay. Okay. Hello, hello. So I'm able to see that not more than 100 students join us for the live class, but there are almost 300 to 400 students who are filling up the attendance form regularly. So what I'm going to do today is I'm not going to show the attendance link itself. I will be posting it on Instagram bio. So those students who are attending the entire class will be able to see the attendance link. They will know where the attendance link is. The rest who are missing out on the classes won't be able to get the last day's attendance. So, in that particular way, those students who are faking the entire thing won't be able to get the certificates. I may need to make sure the students who are actually coming to the class itself, who are learning the same, are able to get the certificates as well. So, we'll do this. Okay. They think they are smart, we will show them that we are smarter. Okay. So I was not well, like I think so. I'm suffering from COVID for the past 2 3 days. Right now as well, I'm sweating like in extensively. So I'm trying my best so that I'm able to keep up with the classes. I'm so sorry guys if I'm canceling your classes because I'm literally in no position right now to take up classes. Even my back is paining like anything. So that's why I had to cancel yesterday's class as well. Okay, so let's start with our today's class. Will that be fine with everybody? Should I start with today's class, guys? Please let me know. Usually, the certificates are given out after 1 or 2 weeks of the bootcamp is over. Okay, so that is the time that we take to send out the certificates. Okay, great. So let's start with the class. Okay, so what you have to do right now is you just have to open up. So this is what you are able to see on your websites right now. Okay, this is the video that you are currently watching. You just need to go down below, and there you will be able to see that you are having a link to the GitHub repo. Okay, it's not a GitHub repo, it's a code sandbox, but still, like, what can I do? I've just made it right now. Okay, so you have to see this link to the GitHub repo. Just click on this particular link. It will take you to a code sandbox. I've already created the sandbox for you guys to use. This is where we are going to put all our code in. Okay, I've already put up the index.html as well as the styles.css. So we don't have to make that again. We can directly use the CSS and the HTML files given to us. What we are going to learn in today's class is your React portion. That is what the aim of this particular class is. And at the end, we'll try to create a basic project using React. It will be a note-taking application. Okay. Okay, sir, this will also be recorded. No, sir, they can view this and respond to the link. Megha, in that particular case as well, you will be able, like, these students are going through the entire video, so that is okay. Okay, they're not coming live, but at least they're like learning through the entire process. What is happening is some people are doing like they will just open up the video, go to the last, watch the where the attendance link has been shown, and just like go and fill it up. They do not go through the entire program. They are not learning anything. They are not doing anything. So these type of students are the students I don't want to issue the certificates to. Okay, by which platform do we get the certificate? So Viraj, we have created our very own platform at DevTown that like gives the certificates as well as have a validation query as well. So if you are giving the certificate to anyone, anyone can validate if that certificate is really issued by DevTown or not. So that we have already created that. You don't have to worry about the same. Okay, both for Google Developer Group certificate as well as for DevTown certificates as well. So we have already done that for you. Okay, so that nobody is like trying to make fake certificates. So that's the reason that we have done this. Okay, so let's start with our class. If there's no issues with the same. Okay. Okay. So should I start or not? Like, guys, like, please be very like enthusiastic about the same. I'm so much enthusiastic about the class going on right now. Okay. Yes, every certificate will have a unique number as well that will show whether that certificate is validated or not, and a QR code that anyone can scan to let them know that this is a validated certificate from DevTown. Okay. Okay, great, guys. So let's start with our today's class. Okay. If you guys have any questions at any point of time, write it down in the live chat. I've tried to see most of them. So this is the index.js. Let me open up it in a different window. Let me close this sucker up. Okay, so and let us. Are you able to see everything on my screen right now, guys? I hope that everything is absolutely clear. This is a basic HTML document that I've created. Okay, doc type HTML, that is the document type. It is HTML itself. Okay, you are having your HTML language right over here. So language en, you can just remove this. This is not necessary. Okay, you are having your head. Inside the head, you are having your CSS file. You have linked your CSS file itself. Then you are having your body. At the end of the body, you have also linked your index.js file. So the JSX file or the JavaScript file has already been linked for you. Okay, so I've already done that, and there's a div element right over here, a normal container element that has an ID of root. So we have already discussed about IDs as well. Okay, now we need to understand what is React and why we do we need to use React, and why is it different? Like, why the fuck do we want to use React when we already have HTML present to us? Okay, You need to understand this. So let's go to one of the website. Let's go to Airbnb. Let me open up YouTube on my mobile phone so that I'm able to talk to you guys while teaching as well. Okay, array, yeah, these ads. Uh, Okay, so when you go to, so I hope that most of you are familiar with Airbnb. If not, it's one of the largest like rental, property rental, holiday destination kind of structure in the entire world. So it's a good startup. So let's go to Goa. Okay, let's like I need to go to Goa some like next month, man. Like I really need to go to Goa. Let's add like I don't have many friends, so I'm a single person itself. Let's go to Goa as a single person. Let's take up something with a pool. So I need a pool. If possible, I need beachfront as well. Of course, air conditioning. Who the fuck does not want air conditioning? If Wi-Fi isn't there, like that would be fine. There is no issues with the same. And okay, so these are the options that are available to me. This looks nice. Okay, the beach villa Goa. That looks nice. Okay, so let us try to understand something from right over here. So when you're looking at this, are you able to see one? Let me just zoom out and let me uh, close this thing up as well. Okay, so if you are able to see on this left hand side, you will be able to see that this entire box, this box between the two lines is repeating itself. The only thing that is changing between everything is that the क्या बोलते हैं, the pictures, the text is the only thing that is changing, but everything looks very similar. Are you able to see this pattern right over here? Are you able to see this pattern where everything looks very similar? All the boxes look very similar. The only thing that is changing is the image, the text, and other things as well. The rest looks very similar. Are you able to see this or not? So this is the concept of like React. Okay, what it does, it creates a component. It creates this box component which has a particular place for image, a particular placeholder for some text, a particular placeholder for a heart, a particular placeholder for the amount, a particular placeholder for the number of reviews or the number of stars. And that thing is common between everything. All these things, okay, all these are having these things as common. The only thing that is changing is it is taking data from the API. Okay, if you remember, we have learned about APIs, the waiters. Okay, it is taking in the data from the waiters and then filling these things up. So instead of in HTML, what you will have to do is every single time you want to see something like this, you want to create a particular box, you will have to copy paste the entire code. Okay, you have, if you want to create the first box, copy paste the code, then go to the second box, copy paste the code and then fill it up, copy paste the code and then fill it up. This is a very long process. You don't have enough time. React does this for you. You create this once, you create this component, this box once, and then you just fill it up with data. You don't have to create it again and again and again. So that is one of the benefits of React. The second benefit of React is, let's go back to our Instagram page. So when you go back to your Instagram page, when you are, so first of all, this entire page, you are able to see that I'm getting some notification. I'm getting some notification right over here. That is 71 number of likes and 7 people have followed me. Not me, like the page itself. Okay, that I'm just maintaining at the end of the day. But still, 7 people have followed me and 71 likes are there at this particular moment. So what does that mean? Okay, if this was HTML, every time I want to see that notification, I would have to reload the entire page. Every time I have to see that notification, I have to reload the entire page. In case of React, this component is itself a small piece that contains its very own HTML, its very own JavaScript, its very own CSS, and that component itself is able to directly connect with the API and make requests on a periodic event itself. So instead of reloading the entire page to get that request from the API, that every time I want to get some sweet corn soup, I have to go like outside the restaurant, come back in, so that the waiter is coming to me and saying that, okay sir, what do you want? In that is how HTML works. But in case of React, I can just sit at my table, raise my hand, and the waiter will directly come to me. So that is what is happening right over here as well. This component works totally different and is able to make separate calls to the API without reloading the entire page. That is the second most important feature of React. The third most important feature of React is when I'm scrolling down. As I'm scrolling down, you are able to see that. So let me see. So now it is loading. The page is loading, as you were able to see down below. The page is loading. If I'm scrolling mostly, the page is loading and reloading and giving me new posts to see. But the rest of the page remains the same. The sidebar, okay, this particular page where I am able to see suggestions for you, whom to follow or something like that, or the top navigation bar itself, it's not getting reloaded. Only this component is getting reloaded. This entire component that contains all the posts is the only part that gets reloaded in the entire page, gets refreshed in the entire page. So that means that once I've reached a particular position where we are getting that buffering, it is making an API call, it is getting the posts from there, and it is putting these posts on my screen right over here. So that is the aim that we are having. Now if I make this a bit smaller, you will be able to see that this is also a component. Okay, these two things look very similar to each other. The only thing that is changing in this is the data itself, and that is how components work. So this is a component in React. Okay, it is put inside another component that contains all these posts. Then there is one component for the sidebar here, one component for the navigation bar on the top, and so on and so forth. So it contains a lot many number of components that come together to make the entire website. So if I want to change something in this particular component itself, I do not have to open the code for the entire website. I just have to open the code for this component and change it. So that gives me flexibility as well. That if you are having 15 developers working in Instagram, so they don't have to work on the entire website at the same point of time. Otherwise that code, like nobody will be able to maintain that code. But if you are having components and one developer is working on a single component, the other developer is working on some other component, so the code does not get mixed up. Everybody is able to develop their own components, and at the end of the day, it's a part of the larger environment, the larger website itself. Are you able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Guys, are you able to understand this? Please let me know. See, there are 70 people on this live chat, guys. Okay. If you have understood the same, say yes. If you're not understood the same, say no. So I'm able to understand that, okay, what I'm teaching to you guys is something that you are able to familiarize yourself with. Amazing. So once you have understood the purpose of React.js, now we can go further with the coding aspect as well. Okay. Okay, so let's go further with the coding. Okay, so what we are going to do right now is we are going back to our code. Okay, so yeah. So we have created this HTML and CSS. We are going to our index.js file, and this is where we are going to start with our first bit of React code. Okay, so what we are going to do is, first of all, we are going to start with a variable. Okay, var React. Okay, we are going to call it as a React. Okay, var React is equals to, we want to require. Okay, require is basically importing a particular library. Okay, we need to import the React library. Okay, we need to import the React library. So we are going to write var React require React. Okay, we are importing the React library itself. We also need, okay, one more thing that I wanted to mention. So what I said currently, that when I'm reloading this page and it is able to like just reload that particular component itself and not the entire website. And in HTML, if I want to reload the page, I will have to reload the entire page to get new posts. Okay, how does React do this? Okay, ये कैसे करता है? How does React do this? So what it does, it, let me try to make you guys understand. I will need paint for the same. I don't have my writing tablet right now, so I'll try to write it in as good handwriting as possible. Okay, so you can think of the entire website in the form of a hierarchy. So we have seen that in HTML, it's on the top, it's HTML, then the head portion and the body portion. Inside the head, there is the title, and so on and so forth. So it's like the head. Then inside the head, you are sorry, inside the HTML, you are having your head and body. Let me get the writing tablet. I don't think so. It will go inside. What to do right now? Um, Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Okay, so for 2 minutes, you might not be able to see my face, but you will be able to see me writing. That is much more important. So give me a second, guys. Okay, are you able to see me write itself? Okay, so you are having your HTML on the top. Okay, let me just. You are having your HTML on the top. Inside the HTML, you are having your head and your body. Okay, inside your head, you are having your text. Okay, you are having your title. Inside your body, you are having maybe a div element. Inside the div element, you are having your paragraph tag and your क्या होते हैं h1 tag right over here. Okay, and so on and so forth. So you are having a particular hierarchy that you are able to create at any point of time. Now what happens is, inside your HTML, if something change, okay, you are able to change this particular paragraph tag. Okay, your entire DOM tree, this is called as a DOM tree. Okay, document object model, the DOM tree, the entire tree gets क्या होता है, reloaded. Your entire website gets refreshed. But in case of React, what it does, it contains two copies of the DOM tree. Okay, that is called as a virtual DOM. In React, it is called as a virtual DOM. It has an old document, okay, and a new document. On the top, it's the document. Okay, inside document, it's the HTML. Then inside the HTML, you are having your head and your body. Then inside your like head, and so on and so forth. Now if something changes, okay, something changes in the old model, and it is able to see that change in the new model. So this was a checkbox right over here. Okay, now in the new model, this checkbox is checked. Okay, it was not checked originally, now it is checked right over here. So it will compare the changes between the old old virtual DOM and the new virtual DOM. Okay, now whatever change that it is able to see, okay, whatever change that is able to see, only that portion, only that component gets refreshed. Only that component gets refreshed, not the entire DOM tree. Okay, that is the beauty of virtual DOM. Okay, React DOM or virtual DOM? React DOM or virtual DOM? This is how it only refreshes a component inside instead of the entire tree itself. Are you able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Are you able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Okay, the camera is not. Give me a second, guys. Okay, great. So most of you have understood the same. That's amazing, guys. So next, what we are going to do is, next we are again going back to our coding, and we are going back to our code itself. Okay, next, what we are going to require is React. Okay, DOM. Okay, so we have just learned about virtual DOM, also called as React DOM, and that is what we are going to require right now. So React and then DOM in capital. Okay, this is how you usually, so this is a variable, guys. Now you can name the variable as anything, but this, like keeping the R capital, then the DOM as capital as well, that is the, like, how you usually write it. Okay, so these are some of the conventions that we follow, so please do not change that. Although you can name it as anything, but these are the conventions. Please follow conventions while writing code. Require, and then we are going to require React DOM. Okay, going to React DOM. Okay, once you have done that, now we need to render. Okay, so you're going to use this React DOM variable that contains your virtual DOM, and then you are going to render, okay, your container to, like, whatever you want to show, whatever HTML code that you want to show to your website. Okay, so React DOM dot render, this is the property that we are going to use. Okay, so inside the render, as you are able to see, we have to, there are two attributes to this particular function. Okay, there are two attributes to this particular function. What do you want to show and where do you want to show? These are the two things that you have to specify right over here. Okay, what you want to show and where you want to show. Okay, where you want to show. What is happening? Let me just close this. Okay, so React DOM.render, what you want to show. So let's say that I want to show an h1 element right now. Okay, I want to render an h1 element. So I just have to create an h1 element right over here. And then inside the element, I will write hello world. Okay, this is the h1 element that I want to render. Where do I want to render it? So in index.html, we are having the id as root. This is where I want to render my element. Okay, I want to render my element inside this root. But how to do that? How to get this root? Where to, like, how to tell JavaScript where I want? So this is JavaScript code, guys. This is a JavaScript code. How to tell JavaScript where I want this particular h1 element to be rendered? So now, like I said, it's an React DOM, that is a virtual DOM. In the virtual DOM, the hierarchy, this is called as a document. Okay, the entire HTML page is called as a document. Okay, so I want to get from the document itself. Okay, I want to get the exact position where I want to render. First of all, document dot, I want to get element by id. I want to get the div element. Okay, how to get that? I can get that by id. I have a particular id, so id is unique in the entire page. You can get it by id itself. So get element by id. Get element by id, this is the method that I'm going to use, and the id of that particular method, div tag is root. Okay, this is where I want to render my code. Okay, is there not able to see shit in this? Okay, so as you are able to see, document dot get element by id, I want to get the div element. I want to get the div element by id root. Okay, this is where I want to render my code. So when I'm saving it right over here, going to my website, you are able to see that we are getting hello world being printed out on our screen. Now you need to understand that this hello world is not written in the HTML document, but in this JavaScript file itself. This is not written in the HTML document, but this JavaScript file. Okay, so I need you to understand now this particular web page. Okay, this particular web page. So this is an HTML code itself. This is an HTML code present in a JavaScript file, but it is still working. It's still working. It's not a string, it's nothing. It's a pure HTML code inside JavaScript code. This shouldn't be possible, but this is made possible due to a compiler called as Babel. Okay, so there is a compiler for JavaScript inside the web itself, and that is also a part of React. When you are importing React, okay, that is the Babel compiler is coming with it, that basically lets you render JavaScript XML files. Okay, JavaScript XML files, also called as JSX. Okay, JavaScript XML files, also called as JSX. Okay, so this code that you are able to see on your screen is not a JavaScript code, but a JavaScript XML code. Okay, so it contains JavaScript as well as pieces of HTML, and hence it is called as JavaScript XML code. So this is how you will be writing stuff if it was original JavaScript, if you're just writing JavaScript. But as this is a JavaScript XML code, you can change this to import React from React. You can change this code to this. Okay, and similarly for React DOM as well, import React DOM from React DOM. So this entire thing would also work. Initially, if it was just pure JavaScript, you would have to do that var and everything and have the require. That is how it happens in pure JavaScript. But as this is not pure JavaScript, you can put up HTML as well inside of it. As this is JavaScript XML code or JSX code, that gets compiled down. So like what Babel does is, it reads this code itself, that is a sort of JavaScript code but not exactly, and converts it into pure JavaScript. That is the job of the Babel compiler. It will compile down this code to pure JavaScript and then run it. That is how this works. So this is much more easier to write as a developer. If you were writing this in JavaScript, this entire line React DOM.render would almost be 4 to 5 lines long. That is the amount of code that you will have to write. And we don't want that. We want things to be as simple as possible. That is the reason I'm becoming a developer. I want to make things easier for me as well as for the world. So that is the reason. Are you guys able to understand up till this particular point of time, guys? Please let me know in the live chat. Are you guys able to understand up till this particular point of time, guys? Please let me know in the live chat. Hello guys, are you able to understand up till now? Please let me know in the live chat, guys. Amazing, amazing. Now the second thing that you need to remember is, okay, while writing this code, so right now you had rendered the h1 element. Now maybe I want to render a paragraph element as well. Let me render a paragraph tag right over here. Okay, inside paragraph I want to write something. Let me write some gibberish. Okay, I'm saving this particular line of code. I'm going to my website and the paragraph tag is nowhere to be seen. Okay, and I'm getting an error as well. Let it be paragraph tag is nowhere able to see. I am able to get an error as well. You need to remember that this, what you want to render, can only be a single element. It cannot be two different elements. It cannot be two different tags. Okay, it needs to be a single element. So if you want to render two elements at the same point of time, what can you do? Can someone let me know? If someone is able to understand basics of HTML that we taught, the question is that I want to render two elements, but this React DOM cannot do that. It can only render a single element. What can I do to combine these two elements into a single element as well? I want to combine the h1 element and the p element into a single element so that I'm able to render both the elements to my website. What can I do? Can someone let me know? Blank tag, no Rushikesh, that's a wrong answer. Think guys, think. Please think. Give it to ID, no. Guys, think about it. Call a separate HTML file? No. Attribute should be a class? No. Okay, I will give you a hint. We need to use another tag. Okay, that is a container tag. Which tag should we use? We need to use another tag that is a container tag. Which tag should we use? That's great, Lota. It's the div tag. We need to enclose both the tags into a single div tag and use it. That's how you will be able to get a single tag rendering two different tags inside of it. So what you have to do is very simple. Go back to your code and enclose this within a div tag. Okay, enclose this entire thing within a div tag, and that will give you your answer. So as soon as I'm hitting save, as you're able to see, the div tag is a single tag that is getting rendered, and inside of it we are having two tags. If I go to my website, you are able to see that we are getting the hello world as well as the paragraph tag as well being rendered to our website. Are you able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Are you able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Amazing, guys, amazing. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a very basic layout being made for myself. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to change the color of this h1 tag to red. Okay, that is the aim that I'm having right now. I want to change the color of this h1 tag to red using CSS. Okay, but as this is React, okay, let me give me a second, guys. As this is React, so we cannot like, and we are writing an JavaScript code. So let me put a class. Okay, class is equals to, let me just say ABCD right over here, and I'm saving it. I'm going to my CSS file. Let me go back to my CSS file. I'm putting let me just say a for class. Okay, first of all, who knows how to write this particular code? I want to change the color to red. Okay, it's a class. What is the code that I should be writing? Okay, what is the code that I should be writing if it's a class, guys? Okay, dot class. Great. So like I thought that it will take some time. Great, amazing, guys. So dot ABCD, that is my CSS code, and I want to change the font color. I want to change the font color. Hey, where's the font color? I just need to change the color. So I'll change the color to red. Let's say let's say red, and I'm saving this particular file as well. Now when I'm going back to my website, reloading the page itself, you are able to see that the color has been changed. As you are able to see, the color has been changed to red. But when I'm clicking right click and inspect element, you will be able to see, let me just close this down, that we are getting an error in our console. Okay, the console is for developers, not for the users. The users are not able to see the error on your screen, but in your developer scope you are able to see that you are having invalid DOM property class. Did you mean class name at h1 at div? So what is happening right over here is, when you were writing your code right over here in the index.js, you assigned class ABCD. Now what happens is, you need to remember that this is not an HTML code. This is a JSX code. Okay, it's more JavaScript and less HTML. Now in JavaScript, you already have a class as a keyword, so you cannot use this again. In JavaScript, you already have a class. So class has been replaced by class name. Okay, if you want to assign a class to any element inside GSX, so instead of using the name class, you will have to use class name is equals to ABCD. And now when I'm going to my website, reloading the page, you will be able to see that the error is gone. Okay, the error is gone. There is no error whatsoever right now. Okay, so you cannot use class, you can only use class name. Please remember this. Are you guys able to understand? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand? Please let me know, guys. I will show you the code once again, guys. So instead of using class, you need to use class name, as you are able to see right over here. And then in CSS, I had just written .abcd, color is red. That's it, nothing else. I'm just removing this from here because it's not necessary. I don't want to destroy the CSS file. We need to use it again later on. But I hope that you guys are able to understand this correctly. Okay. Okay, next what we are going to do is we are going to make our very first component. Okay, we are going to change this portion that you are able to see on your website and create a component out of this. Okay, we are going to create a heading component out of this. Okay, so most of you have understood. Please explain further on why we should use class name, not class. Lota, I have already explained to you. Class is a reserved key. You are writing code in JavaScript. You are not writing code in HTML. You are writing code in JavaScript. JavaScript have some reserved keywords that are already there that you cannot use. And that one of those keyword is class. Okay. One of those keyword is class. Okay, you are not writing an HTML code. It may look like an HTML code, but that code is called as JSX. Okay, JavaScript XML code. So it is similar, it looks similar to HTML, so that you are easily able to write it, but it is a JSX code, not a particular HTML code. And the entire page is a JavaScript page that already has a keyword called as class that you cannot use. Okay, so right now when you're writing the code in JSX, the class for an HTML tag is called as class name. Okay, it's called as class name. The other attributes as well, whatever attributes that you will be seeing, will be camel cased. Okay, the first everything would be small and the next letter would be capital and then small once again, just like right now in class name, class is small, then n is capital, and then everything is small. So as you're writing JSX, that's the pattern that you have to follow. Okay. Okay, great. So that too has been done. So first of all, let me put up the, okay. So I'm going to switch off my screen for 2 seconds right now. Okay, I will be putting up the display capture is down. I will be putting up the attendance link inside the Instagram page itself. Okay, so that people who thought that, okay, I will be copying the link and nobody will be able to know. So if you are not watching the entire session, you won't be able to know shit about anything. Okay, so that has been done. Now I will submit it. Fuck. So must be fewer than Phana Dhimkana. Hey, just let me check again. Submit. Yeah, I will change the div down. What can I do? Let me do one thing. Let me check up LinkedIn if it's available. Log into LinkedIn. But yes. Give me a second, guys. Just copy this up from here. Give it to a note. Give me a second, guys. Okay, give me a second. See, see, met, saved, Instagram, file, profile. Okay. So first of all, the link is in the description and the bio of the YouTube page itself. Okay. So done. Okay, so for those who are in the class itself, the attendance link is in the bio of the Instagram page. Those who will be able to see the entire video, they will be able to know. Those who are not able to see the video, those who are not listening to me, they won't know anything. Okay. Okay. Okay, so let's continue with the same, guys. So what we are going to do is we are going to create our very own first custom component in React. So like I said, in React, everything is a component itself. And right now we are going to create a component for ourselves. Okay. So what you have to do is very simple. First of all, we are going to create a function. Okay. Let me just create a function right now. Let's name the function as heading. So function function. I hope that you remember we have previously created functions. Now when you're creating a component, you please have to remember that there is a particular like, it's not compulsory, but we do this as a practice itself, that the first letter should be capital, guys. The first letter should be capital. So heading, heading, we are going to name it as that. As a function, we are going to create a function right over here that is going to return the element back to us. Okay, this function is going to return the element back to us. The element that is going to return is the entire div element. Okay, so I'm just copying it from here, pasting it, and we are going to put a semicolon at the end. And here the element that we are going to render back again, let me just pull this back up, is going to be the heading element. Okay, it's going to be the heading element. So let me create the heading element, a custom heading element right over here, and save the entire page. So we have created a particular function called as heading right over here, as you are able to see, that returns to us the div element that we want to render. Okay, and we are calling this function as a particular tag right over here. So it's called as the heading tag. But as this heading tag is empty, there's nothing in between it. So we can remove this from right over here and put a space and put a backslash here. So that too is like a single element. You don't have to write heading and opening and closing bracket, as there is nothing inside of it. You can directly like heading, H should be capital. Please remember, guys, H should be capital, and then a space and then backslash and then close it. Okay, so this is called a single element itself. Are you guys able to see this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to see this? Please let me know, guys. The link to the Instagram page is down in the description of the video itself, as you are able to see. Link to the Instagram page is down in the description of the video itself. I've already told this from the day one. Just close this from right here. Okay, now what we have done right over here is we have created our very first like function that we are using, okay, right over here. But we need to create our very first component. How to create that component itself? That is the question right now. Okay, I want to create my very first component. So what we are going to do is we are going to shift this function to its very own page. So we are going to create another file, okay, new file in the src itself. We are going to call it as a heading. H should be capital, heading, heading.jsx, as is a javascript xml file. Okay, inside heading.jsx, I'm going to cut my entire function from right over here. I'm going to cut my entire function from right over here, and I'm going to paste my entire function here itself. Now, as this is a JSX file and the particular thing is a particular function itself, I need to import React in that file as well. So in JSX file, I'm going to need to import React. Okay. Now I have having a file called as heading.jsx, in which I'm having the import React function as well as the functions I have created right over here. Now the problem is that I need to export Okay, I need to export the heading. Okay, this particular, now when I'm calling this page back, I this heading.jsx file, okay, should be able to send this heading back to me. Okay, it has this particular function, it should send this particular element. When I'm importing this file, it should send this heading function back to me. Okay, so how that will we will be doing that, we need to call, okay, we at the end of it we need to call export. Okay, we need to export default, okay, that is as it is default heading. Need to export this heading function. Okay, import export default heading. We have created our heading.jsx file. Once you have created your heading.jsx file, we need to import it to use it. Okay, just like we have imported react dom, we have imported react, we need to import heading from heading.jsx. So we need to do import heading from dot slash heading. Okay, you can put heading.jsx as well, it does not matter, as it's already a jsx file, so it already identifies it as a jsx file. So you can directly use, okay, you can directly import heading for dot slash heading, that is the heading.jsx file. Okay, it will export the heading function for you, and then you can directly use the heading function right over here as a component. And this is how you have created your very first component, guys. Okay, you have created your very first component, guys. Those who have watched the entire session, they already know where the attendance link is, how to get the Instagram ID, how to make the attendance. Okay, so Nausea has asked, I don't use Instagram, how to make attendance. You don't have, see, I will show you one more like special thing. Okay, I will show you a great thing. I don't know how you guys are going to become developers if you don't know this. I will show you something that is of very special. Okay, so what you have to do is you just have to, I don't have an Instagram ID as well. I'll go to incognito mode, that's why I will paste it right over here. It will open up the devtown package, and I can copy the link from here and open up the attendance link without signing in or up. So please do not ask these type of questions to me. I find it very appalling at the end of the day if somebody is coming to learn react and they don't know how to get a particular link as well. Okay, please don't do that. So you have learned how to create a particular attendance link, not a particular component as well. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. The only thing left is the project, and the rest has been completed up till now. I think so. You guys have understood most of the things that are important for the same. Okay, and it is pretty easy if you are able to see. React isn't very difficult. I was able to teach you the basics of React in just like 1 hour or so. Okay, it's not difficult at all, guys. It's extremely simple. The only thing that you need to remember is that it takes time. Okay. For those who don't have attendance links, or they don't know where the attendance link is, nobody can help you out with the same. So, yeah. So the color of the CSS file keeps getting changed from the org color. Now, what is org color? Green to red. I'm not able to understand the question, Arpit. So for the project, we'll have a class tomorrow as well, because I think so it's too much for information for one day. We are going to use the same thing back again. So why import heading? Because how will the JS file know where the heading is? You need to import it first of all. You were importing React. You were importing React DOM. Why you are importing React and React DOM? Why? Because you need to use it. Okay, without importing it, you will not be able to use it, because JavaScript के पास दिमाग नहीं है. JavaScript does not has brains, that it already knows what you want to use. Okay, you first have to tell that, okay, like yes, if you want to use this screwdriver, you first have to bring the screwdriver itself. Okay, what app are we creating tomorrow? So tomorrow we are going to create a particular notification app. Okay, it's just going to be like a bundle of sticky notes and like notes that you want to contain on your website. Okay, a very simple application will have a notification bar, will have some type of note structure as well, and that is what we are going to take. So can you take classes morning or afternoon? No, because most of the students are in your college itself, and I am also a working professional, so I have my office in the morning. Okay, most of our instructors are working professionals. That's why. Why are we using too much div instead of semantic HTML? See, div tags are container tags itself. Okay, they are not semantic tags. Now, in case of div tags, if you want to containerize something, if you want to bring two or three things together, then it makes it very easy for you. How long tomorrow's session? The project will take 30 minutes or 35 minutes at most, because most of the things I've covered it today itself. Like I've covered 99% of the things, only 1% is left, that is the project. So it won't take a lot of time. Okay. Okay, so we'll meet tomorrow, guys, and we'll continue with our project. Okay, so thank you so much, guys. Have a good day ahead. Thank you.